I have made many mistakes as an anime fan. Clicking the ugly bastard tag, watching Boku no Pico, asking a Fate fan what's the correct watch order. But the thing I regret the most is, my child, come closer. What is it? I don't have long to live. Child, you must watch Mob Psycho Season 2. Do the girls have big milkers though? What? Yes, today's video is about Mob Psycho, a show praised by everyone and their mother's basement. A masterpiece, a modern classic, a show so great, it inspired Kim Jong-un's haircut. And despite all that, I never really cared about it that much. I saw season 1 when it was released 6 years ago, and then I just kind of dropped it. But with season 3 coming out, I felt peer pressure to catch up, and it really surprised me. Why? Well, even though I heard the hype, even though I've seen the fight scenes, even though I knew it was good, it still somehow managed to completely surpass my expectations. But before that, let me give you some context. 2016 was an interesting year. Harambe died, Trump was elected as US president, and you could start a mass frenzy by simply shouting Dragonite. Dragonite! Not to be outdone, the anime world blessed us with outstanding shows like Re:Zero, My Hero Academia, Haikyuu, Konosuba, and of course, the 2016 Berserk adaptation. Amongst all of this madness, Mob Psycho was released. However, there were two things that made it hard for me to appreciate Mob Psycho for what it was. Firstly, it came out in an extremely stacked year of anime, and many of these shows ended up becoming long-running, beloved franchises. And most of them I've been following even until present day. Secondly, and probably more importantly, it was standing in the massive shadow of a show that just aired a year earlier. Due to One Punch Man's unbelievable success just the year prior, and due to being from the same author, the narrative around Mob Psycho became, it's just like One Punch Man, but with psychic powers. And while this created hype for the show, this was also a gross misrepresentation of what the show really is. I know so many people who came into the show with the hopes of getting more One Punch Man, only to get whiplash from the unrestrained creative art and the unique and often quite goofy characters. So if you couple these misguided expectations with a season 1 that mainly serves as a setup for season 2, then you get yourself a show that was good but failed to grip me. It doesn't really do anything wrong, but somehow it didn't make me want to invest more time in it, which now that I've seen season 2 makes me feel like a clown. And during the making of this video, I found out just how many of my friends, like me, never watched season 2 of Mob Psycho before. And that's when I realized that I'm not the only clown. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen Mob Psycho, just watch it already. After this video, of course. Because I believe that Mob Psycho is one of those rare shows that could change your life. What makes this show so great that it had me questioning my life choices is something I can't answer in one sentence. Wait a minute. Are those kazoos? So, apart from using the single best instrument of all time for its OST, Mob Psycho also has absolute banger OPs. I personally have been listening to the season 3 OP on repeat for hours while writing the script. And the season 2 opening even teaches you how to count. However, if kazoos and counting to 99 don't do it for you, then let's talk about the art. Earth without art is just eh. You see, commonly you would want your anime to look clean, polished, refined. You know, that typical modern anime look, which we also refer to as white bread, because that's what the peasants eat. Delightful. However, Mob Psycho's sophistication lies in its utter disregard of such ideas. In what can best be described as expressionism, Mob Psycho's art focuses on conveying emotions rather than a realistic depiction of events. Okay, no one is gonna take my point seriously now, but I truly believe that Mob Psycho has amazing art. You can tell immediately that the animators had so much fun making the show. It really goes against the current trends of what animation should look like, and I am so happy that they were willing to use different art styles when the opportunity presented itself. A lot of times it feels like someone in a meeting threw out a wild idea and everyone is just like, you know what, Bob? Why the fuck not? And while we're on the topic, I of course have to talk about the incredible fight scenes. And I'd love to go in depth and throw around some buzzwords, but I have no damn clue what's going on. All I know is that it looks really incredible. That being said, I want you to know that the fights in Mob Psycho stand amongst the best of them. And depending on your taste, even outshine the fights in One Punch Man. Where Mob Psycho also stands amongst the best of them is comedy. The humor was often strange and unpredictably goofy. May it be a sudden but very fitting switch of art style, or just something little like high school girls with vegetable heads. This show never failed to make me smile and even had me make some audible haha noises many times. The comedy doesn't feel forced and arrives naturally from placing its characters in these strange situations. And at the epicenter of all of the strangeness is one of the most lovable degenerates in anime history, Reigen. A con artist and charlatan who at the end of the day does have a heart of gold. His character routinely steals every scene he is in and I absolutely love him. To be honest, the only thing I remember clearly from season 1 was his shenanigans in the final arc, where Reigen dropped some of the funniest scenes I've ever seen even until now. However, season 2 was a bit different. Yes, Reigen still was the funny degenerate we came to know and love, but the thing I will remember the most won't be the humor, but the heartfelt moments, especially in episode 7. I'm not going to lie, the end of the episode made me tear up and connected with me in a way I struggle to put into words. But let me try. I think the best stories are the ones that resonate and connect with people regardless of age and background. And this is because the human experience is a language all of us speak. Great shows, great comedy, great music somehow manages to construct a dialogue that we can understand with our heart, even if our brain can't find the words to explain it. And Mob Psycho is a show that spoke to me in this language. I'm sure that a few years ago I would have seen a lot of myself and my struggles in Mob, trying to figure out who you are, how to process your emotions, and the goal to pave your own way are all things all of us experience in our life. But Reigen and his journey had a much deeper impact on the present me. I could feel the pain he felt when his mother sent him those emails. I could feel his pain of realizing that out of the blue, he didn't have any real friends. And I could feel the emotions wash over me when he realized that despite his countless flaws and mistakes, there are people out there who respect him, rely on him, and love him. Yes, the music, animation, and humor are great, but the characters and their journeys are what I'll remember about Mob Psycho. It can be hard sometimes to connect with your own emotions, but if you watch the show with an open heart, maybe, just maybe, you'll feel something new about yourself that you didn't notice before. Or maybe not, what the fuck do I know?